Hi, if you've missed our first workshop on the Coding and Computational Thinking Certificate, I'm just going to show you how to access our material. So you need to go into one of your browsers and just type www.lit.ie, and you'll see the screen, or something looks a bit like it, and at the top there's a student portal. So if you click onto the student portal, and then you'll be asked to log in. So you're going to log in with your student number, which is the K number, and your password will be given to you already, but it's normally your date of birth. So DD, MM, and then 4 digits for your year. I'm going into staff portal actually, because it might look slightly different because obviously I'm staff. But you will then be asked to log in. Okay. Now, once you've logged in, you will get a screen that looks something like this. So again, mine is staff, but yours will be student. And there'll be a number of icons, but somewhere in that screen there'll be an icon called Moodle, M-O-O-D-L-E. So we click onto Moodle, and again you'll be asked to log in, so it'll be your K number and your date of birth. Okay. And you'll get a screen that looks a little bit like this. Okay. So for the first time, the first time you enter and log onto the system, you need to enroll on the certificate. So you can see you've got a search box. I want you to type up in there the word coding and hit search. And you can see there's our course, the Certificate in Coding and Computational Thinking. So you're going to click on that. Now when you click on it, the very first time, there'll be a little box slightly down the screen called enroll or enroll me. So you need to enroll on the course, and it's only when you enroll on the course then we will be sent emails from the discussion forums and so on. So once you've enrolled, you then go back into this course, and now you should have full access to the materials. So that's a once-off job. In future, once you come into Moodle, your course will automatically be there, and of course you can also just type in moodle.lit.ie in the URL. You don't need to go via the student portal. But the student portal, it also gives you access to your email, the online library, etc. Okay, so I have a slightly different screen, excuse me, to you. Okay, so I've just changed it to look the same. So if you look at the screen here, at the top of the general information, just information about the course with the dates. It also tells you here how to contact your lecturer. So if you have an issue, you post a comment up on the discussion forum. We will also have a live hour every week. And this is when the lecturer is available to you at the keyboard. So when you post something up on the discussion forum, like a query, it could be 24 hours before the lecturer gets back. But your peers can answer that question as well. It just depends on people's teaching time loads, etc. But there is an hour every week when the lecturer is available. So this first block of exercises is with Pam, and she'll be teaching you through embedded systems and microbits and robotics. So she's going to be available, I think it's Mondays from 8 to 9, but she'll let you know if it's different to that. And so if you go to the discussion forum and type a query in there, she'll answer straight away. And finally, if you have any trouble, you can email the lecturer by the topic. Okay? So the format of the course is there and how we're going to do it. So what we have is say, the workshop, and the workshop will give you, we normally go through some sort of computational problem solving, team building type exercises that you can bring back to your classroom. And we try to give you exercises that you can bring back that I suppose there's a little bit of a gamification to them, but also they would engage kids when you bring them back to your own class. And then we cover the topic for the next term or the next block, which the first one was robotics. And I also covered a session in the first workshop on how to log on, which I'm doing with you now. Okay, so there'll be 4 weeks of content taught by Pam. Now you'll notice that there's more than 4 weeks between these two dates. Okay? So what she'll do is she'll do 2 weeks. She'll give you a week off just to catch up, because we know you're all busy. There'll be 2 more weeks of content posted, and then there'll be a couple of weeks where you've got to do your assessment and so on. Okay. So I'll just scroll down here. Okay, so the discussion forum is here. Now, like I said, we do have also have this live online classroom. You won't be using that for the first few weeks, so you don't need to access that until your next workshop. But there's a discussion forum, and it's in through here that really you should post questions. And then you'll see, as you scroll down through the page, we have sort of weekly blocks. So that's information about the first workshop, you know, how to log in, what the microbits was like, etc., etc. This is the first week. okay, which was the microbits. So you can see here, so Pam has made available the information. So she makes the information for the following week available, I think it's on a Sunday night or a Monday morning. You'll then see there's lots of videos here, there's notes, there's PowerPoints, there's little exercises. So she explains the topics, she'll work through some exercises with you. She will then give you little exercises to do. So as she's working through an exercise, you should be working through the exercise at the same time. So use it as a demonstration with practical. And then you're given your own little bits of challenges. Okay. And each of those challenges on worksheets, you do them, and sometimes you're asked to upload some of them. So you upload the code for that particular section. So if you were to upload, just click on this upload button, okay, and you click add submission, okay, and you can see here you have just a file. You add file, and that will then bring you typical thing. You go and you find a file path, you upload the file, and then you hit save changes, and your submission is made. Okay. And we can navigate back through by going through at this line here. So I'll just go back out to the beginning again. Okay, and scroll down. So every week will be quite similar. You'll have videos, exercises, and bits and pieces to upload. Okay, so that's the first week, and then next Monday from 8 to 9, Pam will be available to answer any questions. So your questions can be put up on the discussion forum. So let's just go back to the top of the page again. Here's our discussion forum. Okay, so you can see here, so there's a topic normally given. Now you can add your own discussion topic, but there's the topic given for each week. So Pam has started this topic here. No one's actually had a question yet. So if you wanted to ask a question, you simply click into that. It's like any discussion forum. So she said, post any questions you may have. So you'd hit reply. And then you'd post your question there. Okay, and so I'm just going to post a question to Pam. Okay, so you type out your question, whatever it might be. If you had a question and it related to some code, perhaps you were stuck on some of your code, you could attach the file and your code would go with that question. So then the lecturer can have a look at that, have a chance offline to review the code, and then come back and post replies. So you type your question, add a file if you want, and hit post to forum. So you can see there, now this is the forum, that's the original forum post. There's my question, and eventually there'll be a reply either by one of your peers or by the lecturer. Okay, so again I can go back out of this by going back up the levels here and back up to this level. Okay, so what else did you miss on the first session? So that was connecting, logging in, how to access the materials. Okay, so the last important bit is in regard to continuous assessment. You know, it is a special purpose award. It is a higher education approved certificate. It's a postgraduate certificate at HDIP level, and there's 10 ECTS credits. So you may, for example, use those credits to put against some other sort of postgraduate cert, like the new masters that we're developing, for example. So it is a formal course, and therefore there is formal assessments which go through a formal examination process and examination boards, as you might expect. Now, how they're done is there are 25 marks given for each of the 4 main topics, effectively. So there are 4 main topics you're going to look at. And what we did is, this course matches completely with the junior certificate in coding and computational thinking. So what we did is we looked through that program, we looked at all the learning outcomes, and then we devised our program to enable you to teach that program. On the basis that you could teach that, you could actually teach coding clubs or primary schools, or you could make any sort of coding class engaging. And what we tried to do is come up with content that would engage a teenager or a child. So very much focused around games, tactile stuff like making little robots, seeing lights flash, seeing things happen, build, simple sort of apps. So and as you work through the course, you'll see that we've matched it to the Junior Cert. So say, for example, in the Junior Cert program, it talks about bits and bytes, that the student must understand binary and how bits work. So we've got that with the microbits, in that we have lights flashing on or off. So if it's on, we have a 1. If it's off, we've got a 0. So we've tried to come up with something that's relevant and that kids can relate to. So therefore, you see then our content is broken down into 4 sections. We have the microbits bit, which covers embedded systems, covers the binary. It also covers communication. We then have the next component is website, and so looking at sort of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so looking at sort of JavaScript based games. Then we have a section on sort of programming and mobile app development. So you'll be building apps using App Inventor, simple sort of Magic 8-Ball type apps, etc. And then the last bit then is looking at coding on a white page. So whereas the rest of the coding has been very much block coding, the next bit is what do you do? We've got a blank page, and how do I start typing to start with the code? So I'll be teaching that, and there's Python. But another objective for us is that you can bring this back to your classroom. So we'll be giving you, or I suppose what we're saying is, please feel free to take all of our material and bring it with you, because you'll have the exercises, you'll have the worked out solution, and you'll see the context. But so a portion of the work will also be looking at, well, how can we implement that inside our classroom? So we'll be looking at devising the scheme of work for whatever program we want to do, and coming up with the lesson plans around that. So your assessments then are, there's 25% going for an assessment of microbits, 25% going for the web stuff, 25% going for mobile apps, and there's 25% going for implementation in the classroom. Or if you're not in the classroom, there is an alternative to a Python exercise, and they can get you to code the game of blackjack, for example. You don't have to pass everything, you don't need 40% to pass. At the end, you get a nice fancy certificate for the wall to frame at home. You need 40% to pass. If you fail it or don't get everything passed, there's a chance to resit over the summer. Now, some people, they're very busy, particularly say if they've got orals, or they've got examination years, and we often find they're very busy in the second part of the term after Christmas, and that's fine. If you miss out on bits, that's absolutely fine. You've got access to the material up until next September, so download what you need, look at it. We're here to support you, to give you the material that you need, to enable you to be able to teach coding and computing and problem solving, and get kids to think creatively to solve issues. So it's not about testing you. As long as you get the 40% and you take off the material and do it in your own time, that's fine by us. Your grade isn't going to be it's going to be printed on your certificate. But if you submit the work and you log in weekly, you'll be fine, and most people would have a grade in first class honours, as you might expect. So the work isn't that difficult, but you do need to keep up. You need to be putting in somewhere between 3 and probably 5 hours a week. And that's but that's what you'd expect. Some of you might need to put in more hours, and that's fine too. If that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. Okay, I wish you good luck on your journey. We're here to help you as much as you need us. So please reach out and talk to us if you need. Okay, good luck.